Hey everybody, my name is Crys'Dawna. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button. If you're not new here, welcome back friends and family. I know it's been a little bit since I posted a video. I kind of took a little bit of time. I have had a lot of things going on, but I'm back and we are gonna paint this little chest right here. I'm going to be using a few different things that I haven't used in videos yet together. We're gonna do a weathered look on here, okay? But I am going to see if this Daydream Apothecary paint works well with this Authentico sea-salt-fizz. So we're gonna be doing some experimenting. I want this piece to be an old world finish, but I wanna play around with a few of these things and see what happens. So if you wanna see that, stay here. The very first step when I am painting furniture is always cleaning and prepping the piece. So I'm going to clean this piece really well. It does not have a shine on it, so I am going to clean it, and this cleaner is actually going to degloss it, and that is going to be enough for our surface. Now there is contact paper inside and there's contact paper in the drawers, and so I'm going to pull that out, and I got really lucky in this situation. There was no residue left behind, and I can feel that with my hand, and so I got to rip it all out and only had to clean it. But if there was residue left behind, I like to use Goo Gone or a cleaner like that to get any residue off. I just got really lucky this time. I am going to try Authentico's sea-salt-fizz, and if you saw that clump fall in there, it's because it was the protective cover. I had to pull that out. But I am taking the color Mud and one of Authentico's, so these are Authentico paint. So the color is Mud and the other one is one of their whiter colors, and I'm just going to mix them to create an earthy brown tan tone, and that is going to be on my base. So I'm going to mix this mixture of Authentico paint with their sea-salt-fizz, and once I mix it in there, you're going to see it. It kind of gives it some texture. You can do a few things. So for this one, I stippled it on the entire piece, but for the next mixture, I brushed it on and stippled it. So try it a couple different ways. How this generally works is you can put it into your paint. You don't want to put too much. So I think I put a little too much this time, but you put it into your paint, and when you brush it on, it's going to create craters and it's going to create pockets, and that creates a really special texture. The next color I'm going to use is Major Tom, and this is Daydream Apothecary paint. We're going to mix that sea-salt-fizz in here. I have never used the sea-salt-fizz with this particular paint before, so I want to make sure. I'm just experimenting, and it ended up working really well. I didn't put as much of the sea-salt-fizz in this color as I did the last one, and you can see right here after it's done mixing, I did a little bit of a close-up, and you can see the craters kind of bubble and fizz. It's super cool. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to brush it on. You could just brush it on and leave it and let it do its thing, or like I'm doing a mixture of stippling, brushing it on, stippling. So either one. What I did with the color before is just put it on the bottom, on the front of the piece. I'm going to put this Major Tom on the bottom on the sides, and I'm going to put it over some of the earthy brown color that I used. And I know this is going to look like a hot mess. Trust the process, guys. Okay, we are going to do one more mix, and it is Ground Control mixed with the sea-salt-fizz. Ground Control is a pure white pigment. It is rich with titanium dioxide, so it's really good for mixing colors so that you can get that coverage. That's a special ingredient in paint that allows really good coverage. So we're going to put that on the rest of the entire piece, and we're going to allow it to fully dry before we go in with our next color. We're going to mix a color. It's with Deadly Nightshade, Four Boys Blue, which is actually a neon, and Ground Control, which is our white titanium dioxide that we're using. So we're going to use Ground Control, we're going to pour that in, and then we're going to use Four Boys Blue, which is a neon, but I want to show you guys how you can mix colors with neons and not get a bright neon. So we're going to do that, and we're going to mix it together. Now, it was a little too light, so I mixed a little bit more Four Boys Blue in there. And then I wanted it to kind of have a bluish purple, almost like a blueberry type look. And so I poured a little bit of Deadly Nightshade in there. So Deadly Nightshade is a really dark, almost indigo, so it will pull some colors of purple in there. And so we're going to mix that, and we're going to get kind of a bluish purple periwinkle color. And I'm going to put that on the entire piece. I allowed the paint to completely dry before I did the next step. This is a carbide scraper, which I have just recently in the last few months started using to do this texture. I was using just kind of a metal paint scraper, then you could always sand it, but I have found that the carbide scraper is one of my favorite things to create some chippy texture with, because it kind of skips across the surface and it pulls some of the paint off in different patterns in more of a chippy look. And so I use a carbide scraper now for this, and you're going to use moderate pressure if you don't want to pull off too much. You can put more pressure if you want to go down to the wood, but this truly is my favorite tool to get a more old world chippy look now at this point. After I'm done with the scraper, I go with my 3x4 electric ray by Surf Prep, and I'm going to go over, and because the scraper doesn't get in all the little cracks and crevices, that's what I'm going to use the sander for. I also like to kind of smooth things out. So I know that's kind of counterintuitive. Oh, you want texture, but you want it smooth. So what I like to do is I like to smooth the texture as much as I can so that it is something that you can feel, because some people are tactile and they don't want it to be rough and crusty. And so I try to smooth out the texture as much as I can so that when I go and seal it, it's still got a little bit of a textured feel, but it's not to the point where it's rough and bumpy or someone wants to set it, on the top and it falls over. And so that's one reason why I go in and I sand things. And I'm also sanding so that I can pull back a little bit more of that wood, because this piece is super distressed, chippy, old world, and the more texture and distress and layers showing, the better. The last step, besides obviously putting the hardware back on, is to use a top coat. So this paint does need to be top coated, and I am using the Dream Coat top coat, which is a water base, and I am just applying it with a brush. And what this does, it's going to protect everything, and it's going to richen the colors just a little bit more, and it is going to finalize this piece. All right, everybody, this video is done. This piece is done. I hope you enjoyed that. I really want to say that doing texture and layers on furniture, I really think is my favorite thing to do. And then when there's textures and layers and doing some blending on top, which I didn't do on this piece, but super just therapeutic. If you guys have never done a piece with texture and you've been able to take a carbide scraper or something like that and scrape it off, I feel like it's super therapeutic and you should totally try it. So everything I use will be in the description below. Until next time, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm going to do a little bit of a pan over of video on here, and then there are going to be some staged photos so you guys can see this up close and personal. All right, guys, have a great day. Happy creating. Bye.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city, let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty.